Imagine sitting in a room. On the other side of a wall, you're having a conversation. You can't see who or what you're talking to. For 5 minutes, you ask questions. You joke. You argue. You tell stories. When the conversation ends, someone asks you one simple question. Were you talking to a human or a machine? If you can't tell the difference, has the machine become intelligent? That question has puzzled scientists for more than 70 years. And today, it's more relevant than ever. Because for the first time in history, millions of people are having conversations with AI that feel surprisingly human. So, has AI finally passed the famous Turing test? Or are we being fooled by something much simpler? To answer that, we need to go back to the very beginning. In 1950, British mathematician Alan Turing asked a question that would change computer science forever. He didn't ask whether machines could think. Instead, he asked something much more practical. Can a machine imitate a human well enough that another person can't reliably tell the difference? To test this idea, he imagined what became known as the Turing test. The rules were simple. A person would chat with two hidden participants. One was another human. The other was a computer. If the judge couldn't consistently identify which one was the machine, then the computer had effectively passed the test. Notice something interesting. The test wasn't about consciousness, or emotions, or whether a machine truly understood anything. It was only about one thing. Could it convince a human during a conversation? That idea became one of the most famous thought experiments in the history of artificial intelligence. For decades, no computer came close. Early chatbots were surprisingly easy to expose. Ask a simple question. They might answer correctly. Ask a follow-up, and everything fell apart. Imagine asking, "What's your favorite food?" The computer might reply, "Pizza." Seems normal. Then you ask, "When was the last time you ate pizza?" Suddenly it answers, "I don't understand." The illusion disappears instantly. For years, that's how AI worked. It could follow rules. It could search databases. But it couldn't hold a believable conversation for very long. Many researchers believed it would take decades before that changed. Then, everything changed much faster than anyone expected. Modern AI doesn't memorize every possible conversation. Instead, it learns patterns from enormous amounts of text, books, articles, websites, conversations, computer code. By analyzing billions of examples, these systems learn how words, ideas, and sentences fit together. When you ask a question, the AI isn't searching for one pre-written answer. It's generating a brand new response, one word at a time, based on those learned patterns. That's why conversations often feel so natural. The AI can explain complex ideas, write stories, debate different opinions, even adapt its writing style depending on who it talks to. Compared to chatbots from just 10 years ago, the difference is extraordinary. And that's exactly why the Turing test has returned to the spotlight. People began asking the same question Alan Turing asked back in 1950. If an AI can hold a conversation that feels human, has it passed the test? The answer is more complicated than you might think. So, has AI actually passed the Turing test? The honest answer is, it depends on who you ask. Some researchers argue that modern AI systems have become so convincing that, in many conversations, the average person genuinely can't tell whether they're talking to a human or a machine. In controlled studies, advanced AI models have sometimes been mistaken for humans by a significant number of participants. If Alan Turing's original goal was simply to see whether a machine could fool a person in conversation, you could argue that modern AI has come remarkably close, and in some situations, may even meet that standard. But not everyone agrees. Because over the last 70 years, our idea of intelligence has changed. Think about it. Imagine you meet someone online. They're funny. They answer every question perfectly. They seem incredibly knowledgeable. Then you discover they're actually an AI. Does that automatically mean the AI is intelligent? Or does it simply mean it's very good at predicting what a human would probably say next? That's the biggest criticism of the Turing test. It measures how convincing an AI is, not whether it actually understands what it's saying. A calculator can solve math problems faster than any human, but nobody thinks a calculator understands mathematics. Likewise, an AI can write a beautiful poem, explain quantum physics, or help you plan a holiday, without actually experiencing emotions, consciousness, or understanding in the way humans do. That's why many researchers believe the Turing test is no longer enough. Today, the real question isn't, can AI pretend to be human? It's, can AI solve real-world problems reliably? Can it help doctors detect diseases earlier? Can it assist scientists in discovering new medicines? Can it write reliable computer code? Can it help teachers create better lessons? Can it make businesses more productive? These are the questions researchers care about today, because in the real world, being useful matters far more than being convincing. And yet, the fact that AI can already hold conversations this naturally is still extraordinary. Just 10 years ago, most chatbots struggled to answer even simple follow-up questions. Today, people ask AI for career advice, language tutoring, business ideas, programming help, travel planning, even brainstorming for books and films. Millions of people now use AI every single day, not because they believe it's conscious, but because it's genuinely useful. That's a huge shift. So, was Alan Turing right? In many ways, yes. He predicted that one day, machines would become so good at conversation that people would struggle to tell the difference. And that's exactly where we find ourselves today. But he probably didn't expect something else. That by the time machines became capable of passing his test, the world would have moved on. Today, researchers aren't trying to build AI that simply sounds human. They're trying to build AI that helps humans solve bigger problems. The Turing test opened the door. Modern AI has walked straight through it. Now the challenge is deciding, what's behind the next door? Because the future of AI isn't about winning a 70-year-old thought experiment. It's about what we choose to build next. Will AI help cure diseases, discover new scientific breakthroughs, transform education, or reshape the way every one of us works and lives? Nobody knows for certain. But one thing is clear. The question Alan Turing asked in 1950 started one of the most important conversations in human history. And over 70 years later, we're still trying to answer it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more deep dives into AI, technology, and the future. And before you go, do you think AI is truly intelligent? Or is it simply the best imitator humanity has ever created? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.